Good afternoon. So, how did I come to be working on this Seaward 25, crawling around in the dirt doing fiberglass? I've been thinking about that a little bit, primarily in regards to how did the boat survive the trauma. This boat was an insurance wreck, and we'll get down here by the keel. I've got the axles down off the trailer for access, so I can get better photos now. And also I have room to work under there better. But the boat went aground, obviously, on its starboard side. Well, obvious to me, because I'm working on primarily the starboard side took the damage. The green filler you can see there runs the length of the keel. You'll have to go back to other videos to see the damage that was under there. But the wing was completely broke off. The entire starboard side of the keel was eaten away. A good 1.5 inches up and 1.5 inches in. Most of the length of it. The rest of the hull in places took some trauma. But what made this boat survive? Because a lot of them don't. This amount of trauma would have killed a lot of boats, and there'd be nothing here for me to work on. And so working on it, I've come to the conclusion, I'll come around here and go to the front, that it was obviously some robust construction where they put the keel to the hull. The keel is joined to the hull, and it's glued to the hull with some material I don't know about. Again, I've talked to that in other videos. 2 keel bolts, one fore and aft, neither one busted. And all of that trauma the keel held. That speaks to good engineering, which never happens accidentally, in my opinion, and how they put this boat together, because obviously this boat's a modern boat. She's not built out of 1.5 inches thick of glass. I think they built a strong hull where the keel joined, but I think what really saved it is this keel is 10 inches wide. Go to the other side here, where it joins the hull. And there you can see the undamaged half of this side. Over 7 feet long where it joins the hull. So it's a big, wide, hefty spot to carry a lot of weight when she's banging on the ground, which she was never intended to do. Designers will tell you they don't intend to build boats to survive trauma. They intend for the sailors to keep them out of trauma. Obviously something went wrong here. But I am overall, and I guess I'm going to title this, Tough Seaward. I'm overall impressed on how strong this hull was built, how little damage she took considering how badly she was abused. And I think a lot of it has to do with this really wide, let me get under here, give us some idea. That looks like a really wide chunk of keel running the whole length of the boat. 7 feet of keel, over 7 feet where it attaches to the hull, in a 25-foot boat. That's a lot of area. That's what saved her. This is another little interesting thing. Let's see if I can crawl under here. What you're looking at right here is a lip. It curves in and forms another portion of a fin. It's perfectly flat on the bottom, runs about 3 foot long, and what I think that's doing, and maybe you engineering types out there can fill me in on this, but I think it's meant to break the water flow up before it hits the thickness of the wing, allowing her to slip through the water a little bit easier. Be interesting to know what other people think this is here for. It's definitely engineered, but anyway, if you've got a Seaward 25, you know about the issues that are the problems with them seeping around the keel. That's kind of easy compared to what I'm going through with the damage here. An easy fix if you know what you're doing. But you can count that this boat is tough. For a modern boat, I am pretty impressed. So, and I think that's why just a beefy ass chunk of keel down here really took a licking, causing me to be under here putting her together. Otherwise, a lot of boats never would have been. They'd have been holed full of water, smashed to oblivion. This boat survived. Says a lot about the boat, a lot about the design, a lot about how they built it. End of story.